Hello everyone, welcome to this year's sports show. We are again previewing this year's Emotion Bowl. I'm joined as always by my friend and colleague Steven X Factor Hart.
Hi guys, good to be back. Always good to be with you as well, Chase.
Pleasure to be with you. We have a new panelist joining us today, Skyline grad Christian Dean. Christian, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, Chase.
Feeling
blessed to be here.
Well, we're blessed to have you. So we have to start by addressing last year's debacle that we made some poor predictions on. What can you say about that?
Yeah, I kind of like that. It's kind of the elephant in the room. Get this out of the way.
Yeah, early.
I think it's safe to say that we were just a little bit off on last year's predictions.
Mm-hmm.
We did predict the Idaho Tigers to take home the victory and paint the goalposts orange again, and that obviously didn't happen. I'll be the first to admit that the Tigers did not make the showing that we thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a wonderful world of sports for you. You never know who's going to win, especially in like a rivalry game like this.
Yeah.
Where the stakes are high, the atmosphere is electric. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And rivalry games can go all sorts of different ways. What I will say about last year's game is it was a very close 50-point margin. I mean, the numbers might have lied on that one. It was closer than it appeared. Christian was in attendance to that game. Christian, what trends did you see that may continue this year?
Last year I saw a great offensive attack on Skyline's part, and I also saw an inability on IF's part to defend it.
Yep, it was apparent.
Based on the start of Skyline's season this year, I believe that trend's going to continue into this Emotion Bowl.
They're off to a torrid start offensively, and they returned a lot of the same pieces they had last year with Emotion Bowl experience.
Mm-hmm.
Steven, it's going to be a challenge for IF to regain the culture that they enjoyed for a long period of time under Chuck Johnson. It's on Pete Molino to kind of build back that culture, gear the season towards the Emotion Bowl. How would he go about doing that?
It's an uphill battle for the IF Tigers, I believe. Chuck Johnson was known for winning Emotion Bowls. That's one thing he was great at doing.
Mm-hmm.
Always psyching his players up to get up for that game.
The pregame speeches.
The pregame speeches were legendary. Let me tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
And then as he got let go and Pete Molino came in, the transition period hasn't been as smooth as the Tigers would want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of few rough patches here and there, but I think that's the goal, the end goal for Pete Molino and the IF Tigers is to rebuild that culture of winning, and especially winning Emotion Bowls.
And we all know it's a tough act to follow. We understand that. We are going to take a look at this year's Emotion Bowl coming up. What we have for you is we are going to look at both Skyline's and IF season up to this point, see what that can tell us. We have some great interviews coming up, really fantastic. We're going to preview some of the good matchups in this year's Emotion Bowl, as well as give our predictions. Stay tuned.
I love the west side. I've been all around the world, I still love the west side.
All right, everyone, welcome back. As promised, we will be looking at Skyline's season up to this point. A tremendously impressive season for Skyline. 4-0 with wins over Hillcrest, Rigby, Preston, and now Bonneville. A big factor in them winning this many games has been the fact that they've been scoring points in bunches, Christian. What can you tell us about their offense that has allowed that to happen?
They're just so versatile. They'll run up the gut with, junior, young buck, Kyler Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
They'll reach the outsides with number one running back in the state, arguably David Ames.
Of course, yeah.
Or they just throw the deep bomb to, everyone's favorite, America's sweetheart, Carson Lott.
All right, we'll be looking for that. A big part of them winning, along with their weapons, has been their coaching. Extremely well-coached ball club. What can you tell us? You played against Coach Berger. What can you tell us about what he'll look to do in this Emotion Bowl?
Well, Chase, I can tell you that Coach Berger is always going to bring toughness to his team, especially in the Emotion Bowl, and he is going to bring stability. That he's been at the helm for what seems to be 10 plus years now, for a long time. So he brings that stability. He's played in a lot of Emotion Bowls. He knows the rivalry game in and out. He knows how big the stakes are. He's going to have his team ready and prepared.
I think so as well. And despite what we've talked about, despite these weapons, despite the coaching, questions do remain about their defense and whether they can handle the stakes of this game. And what we'll look to do, we're going to talk to some Skyline players right now, see their take on the game.
But I rep the west side. I love the west side.
All right, welcome back, everyone. At this point in the show, we'd like to welcome in Skyline offensive lineman Hagen Clapp to the program. Hagen, how does the undefeated season feel so far?
It feels great. I feel good right now. I don't think anyone can beat us. I think we got a good shot to contest for a state championship.
That's awesome. Christian here, Hagen. So you'll be starting at center for the Grizz. What's your plan to deal with their D-line?
I'm just gonna do my thing. You know, I think I'm one of the best O-linemen out there, and the Grizzly offensive line can do anything to that Tiger defense. They're horrible.
Okay.
That's a hot take, Hagen. I like it though.
Oof.
Oof. You know, Hagen, this is your senior year. What are your emotions going into your last Emotion Bowl?
You know, it's gonna be tough. I'm probably gonna shed a few tears, but you know, I think we can take this. I don't think any of those guys got anything on us.
You pretty confident then?
Say that again.
You pretty confident then?
I am pretty confident. I am, for sure.
Well, let's see if that confidence translates. Hagen, one last question for you. We hear you do a great impression of your quarterback, Bridger Taylor. Can you try that out for us?
Yes, this is him if David misses the ball. Go, come on, catch the ball. Let's go. Why are we running this play?
All right, great, Hagen. Thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Great
Hey,
stuff.
thanks a lot. See you guys.
See ya.
Rep the west side. You know I love the west side, west side. You know I've been all around the world. I still love the west side.
All right, everyone. At this point in the show, we would like to welcome in star Skyline running back David Ames. David, you've had a terrific season up to this point. How do you look to continue that going into this year's Emotion Bowl?
You know, I'm just trying to keep my head up, and I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep doing my best, and my team, they're definitely helping me out along the way.
Okay, well, good to hear. Stephen has a question for you.
Yeah, Stephen here, David. I love what you have put on the field so far this year. Really exciting to watch. You know, you got a couple big schools looking at you recruiting-wise on the recruiting trail. I was just wondering if that's a distraction at all going into this Emotion Bowl. You know, are you focused on your career after high school, or are you focused on, you know, this Emotion Bowl?
You know, first things first, you always got to focus on the game ahead of you, like right then, right now. So right now, the Emotion Bowl is my number one priority. But I'm pretty sure after we lock down that W, it's going to be pretty easily to focus on state championship and then college football.
Perfect.
David, one more question for you. So this question's been, you know, thrown around a lot lately, and I think everyone wants to know the answer to it. But who's going to be the cutie that's going to rep your jersey in the stands this Emotion Bowl?
Oh, that is a very tough one, Christian Dean. You know, I'm going to have to say Penny Peterson is going to rep my jersey.
Great answer, David. I look forward to watching you play.
Thank you.
David, piggybacking off that question, you've been known to have a personal rivalry with Penny's son, Cooper Peterson. Can you speak to how that's going to affect the game?
Cooper? Who's Cooper?
Oh, it sounds like he's ready for him. Any other statement on that, David?
Well, you know, Cooper Peterson, he's all talk. I mean, he's friends with everyone. He gets shut down on the basketball floor, gets caught on the football field. This kid, he's all talk. And our team doesn't worry about him one bit.
All right. Well, good to hear from you, David. Good luck in this Emotion Bowl, and we'll be talking with you soon, okay, buddy?
Thank you, Chase.
Thank you, David.
I'm just rolling down the east side, east side, east side. I'm just rolling down the east side, east side, east side. I'm just rolling down the east side, east side, east side.
Welcome back, everyone. Great stuff there from the Skyline players. We're now going to transition and take a look at Idaho Falls season up to this point. Dropped 2 early games against Bonneville and Madison before bouncing back against Jerome and Pocatello. Christian, how impressed have you been with this Tigers team so far?
You know, I've been pretty impressed with them, Chase. They did start out, you know, 0-2.
Yeah.
And people thought, you know, it was going to be a repeat of last year.
And that's
they're going to have another tough season.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I gained a lot of respect, you know, for them.
Mm-hmm.
Climbing back to 500.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to give them a little bit of momentum going into the game. But, I still take Skyline over IF. I need it. You know, I feel like that's, you know, a little bias being Skyline alumni. But
Fair enough. We'll take it into consideration. Stephen, what does IF have to do to win this game?
So I think first of all, it's important to recognize the momentum in this game. You know, both teams are coming in on a winning streak, and I think really IF has the momentum on a 2-game winning streak after 16-game losing streak.
Yeah.
You know, I think if they keep that momentum rolling, they'll be able to have a chance to win. They gotta play probably their best defensive game of the year though, if they want a chance. You know, Skyline's offense is high octane, it's potent. They can score at will at any time during the game with David Ames and Carson Lott. So if IF puts out their best defensive performance of the year, I think they definitely have a chance to win the Emotion Bowl.
Good defense and limiting turnovers, that's what it's going to take from IF. We're now going to go to some of their players and see their take on the game.
I'm just rolling down the east side, east side, east side. I'm just rolling down the east side, east side, east side. I'm just rolling down the east side, east side, east side.
All right, everyone, welcome back. We'd like to welcome into the show at this point Idaho Falls star receiver Cooper Peterson. Cooper, you guys just recently beat Pocatello in your homecoming game. You're now 2-2. How does it feel to be playing 500 football?
It feels really good. I think this is a product of what we did 2 days and our first couple weeks of practice. And yeah, our first 2 games didn't go quite how they wanted, but I think we're building up, and I think it should be good emotional.
Cooper, Christian here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm doing good.
So the Skyline defense, has a history of, being troublesome to most offensive players, So what challenges do you foresee, during this Emotion Bowl? What challenges are you going to have to overcome to, score some points?
Skyline's defensive line is really solid. I'll give them that. Linebacking core, they're all right. Their secondary, it gets a little porous in the secondary, so we hope we can cash them deep on some plays.
Awesome. What matchups do you see? Do you see any mismatches on the field?
If Dom Baby Garza enters the field of play, we will throw at him.
Interesting.
Yeah, Steven here, Cooper. Last question for you. You've recently returned from a two-year hiatus from football. You took a couple years off. Got yourself healthy again. Rebuilt your motivation to play ball. Now you come back bigger, faster, stronger than ever. How do you feel the transition from not playing for a couple years to now playing again? How's that going for you?
It did take a little while. I think it's starting to come back even more as of the past week or two. But yes, it did take a while. The first couple hits were really rough. First couple routes were really, really rough. But it's been a little bit of a process, but it's been a good process.
All right, Cooper, we're going to get you out of here. A lot has been made, even on this show, of your rivalry with Skyline running back David Ames. Both of you are key offensive players for your respective teams. Who do you think is going to win the matchup in this Emotion Bowl?
I will give David, he does have 15 touchdowns in 4 games. 4 games. That's very respectable. Me having 1, given that it should be more than that, I did have some lapses on offense, but it should be interesting. I think I'm required to vote for myself, and I do believe in myself. So I'm gonna give myself a little hedge on this one. I mean, I know I did hear that he gave me 14 yards over or under, so I'm gonna take the over definitely on 14 yards.
Well, congrats. We'll hope you'll get more than 14 yards, and we hope you can hang in there with David Ames. Thanks, Cooper.
Okay, thank you so much.
Rolling down the east side, east side, east side. I'm just rolling down the east side, east side, east side. I'm just rolling down the east side, east side, east side.
All right, everyone. We'd like to welcome in at this point all-area Idaho Falls safety Samuel Levitt. Sam, last year you played receiver. You switched sides of the ball. Your prediction for your touchdowns went a little awry. What happened in last year's Emotion Bowl?
I just didn't get my touches. Simple as that.
Fair enough. Christian?
Sam, what's your plan to stop possibly the 2 best offensive players in the state?
Well, everyone's going to have to man up and do their job on the defensive side of the ball, but my job is just to stay over the top and try and shut down the deep passes to Carson Lott. We'll see what the linebacking core can do for David.
Awesome.
Perfect, Sam. Steven here. There's been a lot of talk about the head coaching change from Chuck Johnson to Pete Molino. I was just wondering and curious about what is Pete's message going into this Emotion Bowl to the team?
Well, Pete's always just got that positive hit him in the mouth mentality, and he's looking to fire up the team, and he's looking to get us ready to go out there and take the W this year in the Emotion Bowl and try and reverse the way that it went last year.
It's always good to hear when players are on first-name basis with their coach. That's always good to hear. What has it been like Last year, you went through a bit of a rough patch, a 16-game losing streak over the course of 3 years. What has it been like now, as you've experienced a little bit of a return to prominence in the area?
Oh, it's wild. Everyone's just stoked. We're throwing mad after parties after the game, you know. I was just with Cooper and Sawyer, and, you know, we were doing some fun stuff. All legal, of course.
Really? Like what fun stuff? We're curious.
Oh, you know, just the traditional Perkins, stuff like that.
Okay, and what will the after party be like after you guys possibly win the Emotion Bowl?
I'm going to spray paint my entire body orange.
Cool. Well, we look forward to it. Thanks for being on, Sam.
Yep, thanks for having me.
Tell them that I need more. Tell them that we need more.
All right, very interesting comments there made by the Idaho Falls players. Another thing we'll be looking at in this game are some key matchups. One we talked about earlier, Christian, is IF secondary led by Samuel Levitt against those Skyline weapons. Can they cover David Ames? Can they cover Carson Lott down the field?
No, Chase.
All right, thank you. Looking at the quarterback matchup, Stephen, it's a veteran versus a young guy. Bridger Taylor versus Cannon Thompson. What do you see?
Well, first of all, both fantastic quarterbacks. I liked what I've seen so far out of the season from these two players. I think Bridger Taylor is more of a game manager, though. He's a veteran. He's played in this game before. He knows the ropes. He's going to manage the game. He's not going to do anything to hurt his team, but he's not going to have the big playability that I think Cannon Thompson has in him. Although Cannon Thompson is a sophomore, he's young. He has yet to experience this game, so the stage might be a little too big for him. We'll see who wins the matchup between the quarterbacks, though.
Thompson a little prone to making mistakes, but I love the way he pushes the ball downfield.
Yep.
It will be a major key if Idaho Falls is to win this game. Right now, what we're going to do is go to everyone's favorite segment. Let's go to X Factor's Pick of the Game.
Welcome to everyone's favorite segment of the show, Steven's X Factor of the Game. This year we see a lot of potent, high-octane players in this 2016 Emotion Bowl, but one sticks out in particular, and that being sophomore running back and kick return specialist Cameron Conrad. This guy has big play potential. He scored a lot of touchdowns both offensively and on special teams. He's going to be the key for the IF Tigers if they want to stand a chance to put enough points on the board to win this game. Skyline's offense is going to, put a lot of points on the board. So if Cameron Conrad can get going and to match those points and exceed those points, IF has a chance to win, and he is this year's X Factor of the game.
All right, great segment X. I think Conrad's going to be a very big factor in this game as well. Now we go to what you've all been waiting for, our predictions. Christian, what are you seeing in this game?
It's going to be a hard-fought game, Chase. It's going to come down right to the wire. I think Skyline's going to pull away, though, at the end, fourth quarter. Take a victory, 55-7.
It's quite the wire. Steven, what do you see in this game?
Not so fast, my friend. I'm going to go with the Idaho Falls Tigers to pull out the victory in this Emotion Bowl. I'm going to go with the score of 35-27. I think we'll see quite a few field goals in this matchup. Both teams have potent kickers. Both teams can score touchdowns as well. But I got to go with my alma mater again, the Idaho Falls Tigers. They pull away.
My two buddies leave me in a tough position here. I don't like to decide between the two, but I guess I have to. I bet on IF last year. It came back to bite me. I really love Skyline's experience in this game. I love their playmakers. I think IF is an improved team off of last year, but I don't think it will be enough. I think Skyline takes this one by a score of 42-14. That's what I see in this game. Boys, any last words?
Hey, go Grizz.
Hey, go Tigers.
All right, we'll be seeing you in Rasmussen Stadium. Good luck, everyone.
I can't stand it, no, yeah. Yeah, nah, I can't stand it. Yeah.